at it again. We got to talk about Kamala once again and Oprah Winfrey, because Kamala went on a show with Oprah Winfrey, and yeah, Oprah sold her soul, right? Y'all remember the whole Maui situation where her and The Rock tried to garner donations from regular Americans like us when Oprah's a billionaire. The Rock is well on his way to becoming a billionaire, but they're asking us for donations. Make that make sense. Y'all put up y'all money and get your Democrat friends who claim to be lovey-dovey, loving America. Why don't y'all put y'all money together and donate it to the people of Maui, which we haven't forgotten, and hopefully the people of Maui vote accordingly. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. She went on the Oprah show, and I got 3 clips that I want to show y'all. Just 3. I'm not going to go clip after clip after clip, but it is absolutely embarrassing to say that some of my fellow Americans will vote for this woman or are going to vote for this woman. It is absolutely embarrassing. But hey, I'm kind of happy she did it, because I think her poll numbers will only get worse. This first clip is her answer in response to the question was to describe America. And this is how she answered. Let's dive in.
We love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love our country. We take pride in the privilege of being American. And this is a moment where we can and must come together as Americans, understanding we have so much more in common than what separates us. Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in fighting for that. That's how we came into being, because the people before us understood that one of the greatest expressions for the love of our country, one of the greatest expressions of patriotism, is to fight for the ideals of who we are, which includes freedom to make decisions about your own body, freedom to be safe from gun violence, freedom to have access to the ballot box, freedom to be who you are and just be, to love who you love openly and with pride, freedom to just be. And that's who we are. We believe in all that. And so this is a moment where we stand knowing what we are fighting for. We're not fighting against. It's what we're fighting for.
Thank you. Thank you. Madam Vice.
If there was ever a video description of word salad, that would be right next to it. But let's move on along, because this next one is quite long. I'm just warning you. Okay, this next response was to a question about the border, and this is how she responded.
When you become president, what would be your specific steps? Yeah, of course. What would be specific steps to strengthening the border?
So it's a wonderful and important question. My background was as a prosecutor, and I was also the elected attorney general for 2 terms of a border state. So this is not a theoretical issue for me. This is something I've actually worked on. Okay. I have prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I take very seriously the importance of having a secure border and ensuring the safety of the American people. Sadly, where we are now can be traced most recently back to the fact that when the United States Congress, members of the Congress, including some of the most conservative Republicans, came up with a border security bill. And here's what that border security bill would have done. It would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border. Let me tell you, those border agents are working around the clock. It would have just been about giving them some support and relief, which is probably why the border agents actually endorsed the bill. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl. And I'm looking at people from all over the country here, so I don't need to tell the folks who are watching this what fentanyl has done to families, to kids in our country, and the need to take seriously stemming the flow coming into our country and addressing that extraordinary and tragic issue in terms of its effect. The bill would have allowed us to have more resources to prosecute transnational criminal organizations. And it would have been part of the solution. And Donald Trump called up those folks and said, don't put that bill on the floor for a vote. He blocked the bill, and you know why? Because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And he has put his personal political security before border security. Because understand, even in the intervening months, what that bill would have done to give support to folks who care about this issue. And this again gets to the point about what does leadership really look like? And is it about you or is it about the people? Right. Is it about running on problems or fixing problems? My work and my career has always been about saying, let's fix problems. Let's address the needs, because we know it's within our capacity to do that.
So to answer Justin's question, now that that bill has gone and hasn't passed, will you reintroduce that?
Absolutely, and when I am elected President of the United States, I will make sure that bill gets to my desk and I will sign it into law.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Listen to this.
Did you see what happened there? She rambled on for 3 whole minutes. I almost wanted to speed it up, but I didn't want to make her look any better because, you know, if I would have sped it up, it actually would have made her look a little bit better. But no, she rambled on for so long that Oprah had to step in and say, hold on, wait, you didn't really answer his question.
It's within our capacity to do that.
So to answer Justin's question, now that that bill has gone and
So wait, to answer Justin's question, she rambled on for 3 minutes and did not answer the question. And Oprah even saw it and had to hold on, wait a minute. This is getting a little too out of hand. All right, now I want to show you this last clip. And this last clip was in response to the cost of living. Check it out.
So, Madam Vice President, we are, like many, many young Americans, just experiencing a very high cost of living. We ended up giving up our apartment, moving in with our parents who were so gracious to take us in for over a year so that we could save money and ultimately buy a home, because that's what we thought the American dream was, to get married and buy a home and have a baby. And now here we are, and our mortgage is incredibly higher than what we thought it would be. And my sister and our brother-in-law are living with us right now so that they can hopefully one day do the same. And while it's beneficial for us because they help us pay off some of our mortgage, it's also beneficial for them because they can save on cheaper rent. But we really would love to know what your plan is to help lower the cost of living.
Yeah, first of all, thank you both for being here. And yours is a story I hear around the country as I travel. And in terms of both rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams and ambitions for your family, and working hard and finding that the American dream is, for this generation and so many recently, far more elusive than it's been. And we need to deal with that. And there are a number of ways. One is bringing down the cost of everyday necessities, including groceries. So that's why I'm taking on, for example, price gouging. Which is when, most companies and corporations are good, but for those bad ones, they take advantage of people, especially during a pandemic or extreme weather, and they end up jacking up prices, and there needs to be accountability and consequence for that. So I'm going to be taking on price gouging. But it's also about dealing with what we need to do around home ownership, right? So as someone mentioned during this film, look, I grew up a child of a mother who worked very hard. She raised me and my sister, and she saved up, and by the time I was a teenager, she was able to buy a home. And we grew up actually for a long time in an apartment on top of a child care center that was owned by the woman we called our second mother because she helped my...
Okay. Yeah. Did she answer any of those questions? No. It was just a bunch of mumbo jumbo rambling. Oh yeah, I knew somebody that had a small business, and I love small businesses, but she's never owned a small business. So how can you love a small business if you've never owned a small business? You've been a government employee basically your entire life. And then, in this interview, she also went on to say something about, we're not going to take people's guns. I'm a gun owner myself. If somebody broke into my house, I'd shoot him. You are the vice president currently. Nobody's breaking into your house. And if they did, they'd be shot by Secret Service, not by you. This stuff is just laughable. Like you can't even make it up. Like this is lunatics. This is craziness. She can't even answer a simple question without rambling on for 3 whole minutes, and Oprah has to step in and say, hold on, wait, you didn't answer the question. So to answer this question, like, what? And I don't know if y'all caught it, but Oprah at one point in time, like, sat back like, oh my goodness. It kind of looked like Oprah realized, like, oh, this is what people were talking about. You aren't as bright as what I thought. Because as evil as Oprah is, and I personally feel like she is evil. That's just my personal feeling. She is smart. Say what you want about Oprah. She's smart. Okay? And I think she realized this is looking kind of bad. My goodness. But obviously she had to refrain herself from doing too much. But there was one point in time where she kind of leaned back in her chair and kind of, did one of these numbers. It's like, whew, man, that is rough. But I also want to show you guys the comment section of this video. And look, just for full disclosure purposes, here it is, okay? This is the comments, or this is that video, right? Here is where that guy was asking her about the border.
The bill would have allowed us to have more resources to prosecute.
Okay, so you see that, right? Boom, bada bang. Now, what I want to show y'all is the comment section, okay? This has 1.465 million views, 1.4 million views. Kamala always talks like she's baked at 4 a.m. How many times is she going to tell the same story? So we're all just over Oprah asking us to donate to Hawaii while her property stayed in pristine condition. The comments on here is hilarious, almost funnier than Kamala blaming Trump for the border bill. How are you going to lower the cost of living? Proceeds not to say anything. What is the opportunity economy? Looking at these comments gives me hope. Yes, it gives me hope as well, because y'all were going after Kamala in this comment section. My goodness. I'm happy to see all these wealthy celebrities and comedians supporting Harris while I can't afford groceries for my kids. Ignorance is bliss to the no common sense people. Did Kamala seem a little tipsy? How will you fix the border? Kamala, I was a prosecutor. How will you fix the economy? Kamala, I was a middle-class girl. I love how Kamala can talk to Oprah, but not to the American public. While Kamala here talking to the Hollywood elite, Vivek is holding a town hall meeting in Springfield talking to the people, which he was. I almost made a video on that. How can one person speak so much but say so little? Never get to the point. I'm in Texas, really need the border protected. All of us. Serious question for Kamala supporters. Can you really see her talking with foreign leaders like Putin and Kim Jong-un? So y'all get the message. And I could keep on scrolling. I watched this with a very open mind, but I feel so pandered, LOL. This is like watching an interview in the Capitol from the Hunger Games. Why should I care what celebrities think? Do not vote on feelings, but facts. This interview explains that Harris has no plans at all. Like, I can literally just keep going. I mean, this is ridiculous. Would like to see her answer some probing questions. Godspeed, America. I'm rooting for you to get this done. Lots of love from Germany. Here, the first good, okay comment. I mean, maybe, depending on how you look at it. This is the first good comment. I'm amazed that the comments are open on this train wreck. Like, I mean, you could just all the way through here. I mean, yeah, she's not going to make it to the White House. I mean, you could just keep scrolling, bro. Oprah is way better than Kamala at campaigning. Let's see. Marxist price gouging. You know, So, hey, listen, shout out to the American people. I don't believe the American people at large are buying this crap. And there was evidence right there where I just went to the video. Y'all saw me go to the video and I just scrolled through the comment section. I mean, and it goes on for days. I mean, they are just going after her. I can't believe these smart people are actually supporting her. I mean, this is just hilarious. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, man. But as always, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this in the comment section below. Thankfully, like I said, I don't believe the American people are buying this crap. I think these polls are a bunch of BS, but we still have to show up and do our part. Do not relax. Do not get complacent. Always keep in mind that, hey, even in a deep red state, we're behind by 1 or 2 points, right? It's winnable. It's most definitely winnable. But even in red states, because let me tell you, they are going to try to pull out all the stops. And if they see a vulnerability, they will exploit it. Okay? Make no mistake about that. I mean, that's just common sense in my humble opinion. So even if you live in a deep red state, right? A Florida, right? A Tennessee, like these states that you don't think are going to go blue at all, make sure you still show up and take somebody with you. All right. Tell a friend to tell a friend to take a friend. All right. I'm serious. I know that might sound corny, but I'm telling you, if we don't, we will lose. We will lose. And come November, I'm going to be sitting here saying, I told you. I told you. And I'm going to reference moments like this where I'm like, I told y'all, that red state where we had a comfortable lead on Kamala and she ended up winning it, it was because we got comfortable. That state that could have gone either way and Trump lost by 4 points, we got comfortable. I told you, and I don't want to have that moment. I really don't. I don't think that I will, but let's make sure that I never have to. All right? Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.